From time to time you need to have fun with photography, and today I'm reviewing a fun lens, the Astrhori 50mm f1.4 tilt shift lens. I promised I will still make videos about fun and cheap lenses even if the channel gets bigger. I want to get my hands on as many lenses as I can and review them, so I was glad when Astrhori reached out and asked me if I want to review this lens. So this is the first tilt shift lens I review on the channel, and this lens in particular has a different design compared to what I used in the past, and it takes a bit of time to get used to it, but the fun results are worth it. Let's take a look at build quality and how this lens works, and then how this lens can make boring locations interesting. This is quite an inexpensive lens, costing around $200, and as I said, it is a tilt shift lens. It can tilt 360 degrees, making it a nice lens to experiment with. This is a fully manual lens, has a metal construction including the mount. You won't get any EXIF data because it has no electronic contacts, so keep that in mind. The lens is on the small side and weighs only 320 grams. Near the mount there is a tightening ring for the bull socket. With this you can change the position of the lens. As I said earlier, it takes a while to get used to this system, but once you do, it gets fun. The focus ring is a bit narrow but turns nice and smoothly, but it could have been better damped. Also, the lens has a decent amount of focus breathing, so not a very good option for video makers. The aperture ring turns smoothly and it is better damped than the focus ring, and it doesn't have clicks. The lens comes with a screw-on lens cap, a metal one. If you don't like these types of caps, you can buy a normal cheap one online. The filter size is 46mm, not the most common filter size, but I don't think many people will use this lens with a filter. Overall, a well-built lens, very simple in design, but now let's see how to use this lens and get some fun results for photography and video. Used like a normal lens, the lens has a decent amount of details in the center at f1.4, but low contrast. The corners are soft. Stopping down to f2.8 makes the center quite sharp, with good contrast. The corners improve, but they are still soft. At f4 the lens has very good image quality, and if you want the corners to look great, stop down to f5.6 or f8. But this is not the way you are going to use this lens, so corners don't matter. You can have out of focus backgrounds and foregrounds even at f8, and that is how I mostly used this lens. Depending how you will tilt the lens, left, right, up, down, will give you different results. The most famous is the toy-like effect if you tilt the lens down and take a photo from a higher point. This can make people or objects look like miniature toys. You can also isolate the subject, as you can see here, in a sea of blur. Experimenting with this lens can make boring locations quite fun, like taking photos from your balcony. You will get some chromatic aberrations with this lens wide open, but I think they add to the dreamy effect this lens can create. The minimum focus distance on this lens is 50 cm, not the best for a 50mm lens, but just okay. The image quality at f1.4 is a bit soft, but not bad. For better results you need to stop down to f2.8 or more. When it comes to flare, you can see some glaring and flaring if you have a powerful source of light in front of you. Also, this lens suffers from longitudinal chromatic aberrations. These go away if you stop down to f4. This lens can also be used for video. Again, just like the photography part, you can get some interesting results and isolate subjects in different ways. Overall, this lens has some problems, but it managed to impress me because I had so much fun with it. So if you are looking for a fun, inexpensive tilt-shift lens for your camera, I recommend this one. The image quality is decent and chromatic aberrations can be corrected in post. If this video was helpful, please subscribe, like and ring the bell to get notified when I release new videos. And if you want to support the channel even more, use the links in the description at no extra cost to you. See you next time.